Bigger bombs at the border. Governor Rick Perry warning they could be the next threat Texas faces. Good evening. I'm Robert Hadlock. Leslie Rohde has the night off. So far, drug cartels are detonating small car bombs in northern Mexico. But officials fear an even bigger explosion is looming that could spread across the Rio Grande deep into Texas. KXAN's Josh Hinkle joins us live in downtown Austin after looking into the weapons causing all this worry.
Well, Robert, you've probably heard of IEDs from the Iraq War. Well, this is VB IEDs. Think VB, very big. Just how big? Well, let's take that car across the street, for instance. If you packed the entire thing full of explosives, then detonated it, it would create a crater as big as this entire intersection here, at least 4 feet deep. And even then, it would rip away everything from the buildings here, at least 8 stories high.
This is surveillance video from Iraq. Watch the semi-truck on the road. The driver detonates the explosives inside, creating a blast more than 600 feet in every direction. The shock waves are so strong, they shake the camera a half-mile away. That's the power of a vehicular-borne improvised explosive device, or VB-IED. Homeland Security calls it a weapon of mass destruction. Common in war zones like Iraq and Afghanistan, officials on the U.S.-Mexican border say smaller-scale car bombings are already in the hands of Mexican drug cartels. This week on a visit to Austin, President Barack Obama was greeted by Texas Governor Rick Perry. Perry delivered a letter to the president to express his concern with border security. 2 minutes later, the president was on his way.
What I'm surprised is that we couldn't find a time while he was in town to actually sit down and speak a little bit longer.
Perry's letter specifically points out the threat of VB-IEDs at the border. In the last 2 weeks, 2 deadly car bombings in Mexico, one just 7 miles from El Paso.
If these individuals are not engaged directly and deeply, you're not going to have a successful border security plan.
Today, Perry met with border sheriffs about their efforts in combating drugs and violence from cartels. But he also emphasized his request for the president to add another 1,000 National Guard personnel to the 1,200 miles of border Texas shares with Mexico. So far, Perry has declined a border briefing with the National Security Council, waiting for a one-on-one with the president.
Those are the kinds of things that we don't want to see on the border or coming into Texas because of the sheer destruction.
STRATFOR, the global intelligence agency based in Austin, says a VB-IED's mass is on scale with the Oklahoma City bombing.
That's the kind of destruction that you would see with a VB-IED, and that's why it's so concerning. Thus far, the Mexican cartels have not had to go down that path. They're certainly very capable of purchasing that kind of talent just with their cash proceeds.
And with the drug business not slowing down at the border, without a change, STRATFOR says Perry's fear could become reality in as few as 3 years.
STRATFOR also says that Mexican drug cartels probably don't have the expertise to create a bomb that large, so they would have to bring in someone from someplace like Iraq to actually build it. But for now, let's break down the size of each of these bombs. Something the size of a full-size sedan would have a blast impact of 125 feet. A passenger van would have 200 feet, and a semi-trailer would top out at 600 feet. But keep in mind, these bombs this large have never been detonated in Mexico, at least so far. We're live in downtown Austin. Josh Hinkle, KXAN, Austin News.
The Democratic candidate for governor, Bill White, released a response today saying Rick Perry's 10 years of failure on border security show a lack of understanding of local needs. The White campaign quoted Valverde County Sheriff Joe Frank Martinez saying, quote, "I don't think Perry knows the extent of it. There has to be flexibility. My needs in Valverde County might be different from the needs of Maverick County and might be different from those in Brewster County." Online now at KXAN.com, you can read the governor's entire letter where he outlines what he sees as the border security threat.